Good morning, everybody. It's Matt Cubbler with I Got You Public Speaking. I was contacted this morning by a friend who pointed out that a lot of my video content, I talk about the story of my life and a lot of the things that I like to talk about, but I never really get into the meat and potatoes on some of the stuff I do consulting wise and break down individually those areas of expertise. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Today, I'm going to talk about how I'm able to read body language and identify human behavior tendencies in people and how that translates into my consulting business. I'll go back and talk about how I learned how to read body language, and it all started with my brother Andy. And I really figured out that I became good at it because of him when I was writing my book, A Brother's Love, a memoir. And when you go back in time and go back into the recesses of your mind and look at the history of your life, when you're writing a book like that, you get things become more clear to you, and you have those aha moments, and that was one of them. So my brother Andy was learning disabled. He would be autistic today, but back then he was just considered mentally retarded because they didn't have that diagnosis available. He also stuttered profusely, so much so that his eyes would roll into his head, his face would contort, and it was very uncomfortable for him when he was stuttering, but it was also uncomfortable for the people around him because it was off-putting. And my brother, when he would stutter, I would finish his sentences all the time, every day, all day. I would finish his sentences, and I just seemed to know exactly what he wanted and when he wanted it. And I didn't really know at the time that I was reading his body language, but I just seemed to always know. And my mom would get mad, and she would tell me that I needed to stop finishing his sentences, or he would never learn to talk without stuttering. And for me, all I was trying to do was keep my brother from feeling awkward and weird and from suffering any type of shame or ridicule. So over time, with doing that, I became very good at reading his body language. And it wasn't until I went into the military and I started working as an intelligence analyst, and then my 25 years as a cop, I kind of realized that I was really good at understanding body language. And I was really good at understanding behavior too. So human behavior and what causes people to make decisions and do certain things and act certain ways based on personality profiling, based on their intentions. So whether people are lying or telling the truth, and also when people are trying to manipulate people, I kind of can pick up on that really well. So one of the things I like to do when I'm consulting is help businesses identify where their employees have the most opportunity for success. So certain people are meant to be in certain positions based on their personality type, based on their behavior types and things that motivate them and drive them. And one of the things I'm able to do is when I'm in conversations with employees, I'm able to pick up on those things. And then I also pair that with disc profiling, which is, I use Intermetrics, which is a great company owned by a buddy of mine, and they produce disc profiles that are just top notch. And with disc profiling, I can determine whether or not a certain person is a certain personality. And then also they have values index, which tells us the things that motivate them based on, are they altruistic? Do they have a theoretical motivator? Are they economically motivated? So things like that. So using my interpersonal skills and understanding body language and human behavior paired with disc profiling, I'm able to effectively help companies put people in the right places within their company so that they can perform the best. I also use my personality, human behavior profiling, and the body language during negotiations. So a lot of times I like to go in and help business owners when they're in the middle of a contract negotiation or putting a deal together. I can sit in a room and I can sort of determine whether or not the person they're talking to is being truthful or has the right intentions, or is manipulating them or trying to lead them down a path that isn't beneficial for them. And I can give guidance on that just based on being able to read the body language of the person that they're speaking with. So it's a nice little added bonus too that I'm able to do that. So that's really what I do with that portion of my business. That's one of my expertise, and I thought it was important to share that with you guys and why I'm good at and what I like to do with it. So if you guys need any of that type of service, give me a call. You can find my information on my website, www.mattcubbler.com, MattCubbler.com.